And joining me now, Coach Mitch Henderson. And Mitch, it is great to play schools in state when both schools are really good. And there's a lot of excitement about the Jersey Jam against Rutgers. You guys are coming off a Sweet 16. They've been close to the NCAA tournament, in the NCAA tournament. It's a great game for the state. Take me back to what you were thinking to make sure this happened, especially on a neutral site.
First, I totally agree. This is a game that we've been trying to have forever. I love the idea that we're playing in Trenton. I love that it's neutral. I'm thankful to Coach Peichel and his staff for being willing to say yes to it. I think it's great that it's the opener, and I agree with it. We think very highly, both locally for both our recruiting bases of recruiting New Jersey, but that college basketball in New Jersey is alive and well. You know, our most recent run and how good Rutgers is. If I was a fan, this is a game I'd want to be at. I think that it's going to be a terrific game and a terrific atmosphere for both of our fan bases and for college basketball.
What's your hope going forward that this can be somewhat of an annual thing or something? And I know scheduling is going to be so hard, certainly for Big Ten teams going forward, but to make sure something like this continues.
My fingers are crossed. I'm hopeful we can keep going. We would love to play them every year in a home and home. We would love to play. It's really such an easy trip. You can finish that game and be back in your own bed in 15 minutes. We're right up the road from each other. I think it makes natural sense. So we're all in on hopefully playing some more games. And, we're going to go in there with the most competitive mindset we can have, just like they are. But I just think it's difficult these days to have games that are good for the game. You're really beholden to a lot of factors that go into scheduling, but this one makes sense to me in terms of both, being good for both programs in terms of your resume.
Your run last year was magical, but it wasn't like a fluke. You guys were really good. When you look back at what made that team so successful to get to that point, what was it?
Over time. You and I have known each other for a long time. I kind of cut my teeth in the Big Ten. And I always said if I could get a head coaching job, I'd want to play the way some of the, Wisconsin, Michigan State teams played. We played Butler back in the day. And I've been beneficiary of course, playing for Coach Carroll and being here, but also, given an opportunity to be here at Princeton where you can be involved with some terrific student athletes, but the beneficiary of being able to study from other coaches. And we identified in the recruiting process and then in terms of style of play several years ago that we want to play physical and give ourselves a chance to win in over the course of a 2-game tournament. Whether that be in our own Ivy League tournament or in the NCAAs, that we would be physical and tough. We out-rebounded Arizona. They averaged, close to high 80s points per game. We held them to 55. I think you can win when you're not playing well. We went 4 for 25 from 3 in the first round. And that generally has been a loss for Princeton over the years. But we were able to be tough and physical, and that's Princeton basketball too, not just your father's backdoor cutting team.
So you guys made the Sweet 16. San Diego State and Florida Atlantic make the Final Four.
Yeah.
How much do you think this is what we're going to see, or was that a bit of an anomaly?
No, I think it's new normal. And you're going to have the best teams make it. And I think that continuity plays a gigantic factor in college basketball. We all know it. And you're looking at rosters, even in these scrimmages and some of these early opponents we have, where we're looking at 8-9 new players on each team. And we have essentially the same roster as a year ago, minus our seniors graduating. And also the way our plans are based and focused around, the freshmen becoming sophomores and sophomores developing into juniors that would contribute to the program. So there's no giving up on anybody. So I think that as I look at these other programs that make it, continuity is going to be a big driver in success. So no surprise here.
Obviously, transfers in or out in the Ivies is incredibly difficult. When it happens, it's usually at the end because there's no 5th year for Ivy League players, or if you get hurt. So that's really where we've seen it. You guys have been affected by that because some guys just can't come back. So you lose veterans, guys that were really good, experienced. who should we remember? What names are going to stick in our head from this group that could become that next group of leaders and go-to guys for this team?
Oh, Matalacco, we call him Mush Mouth. He never stops talking. Has been, a key player for us. Everybody knows him around here. He, had terrific second team All Ivy, a terrific year last year. Cade Pierce was rookie of the year in our league and 16 rebounds against Missouri. We just see his improvement over time, and I wouldn't call him a late developer in any way. I mean, he's really, for us, we've always thought that he's just associated with the things that make you win over time. And Blake Peters made a lot of threes in the NCAA tournament games. And then we have some really fun new pieces that we've developed that we're excited for people to see, and then some additions with the freshman class. But your point about what can you look for, and we've really tried, Andy, to make sure that we leave room for growth over the course of a season, and not make our mind, when you watch what they're doing, not make your mind up too early, and we play to win. And that's really, the guys are all committed to that.
Well, can't wait for November 6th, Jersey Jam in Trenton, Princeton, Rutgers. Hopefully it's the beginning of renewing this long-standing rivalry.
I'm excited too, Andy. Really appreciate being able to spend some time with you.
Appreciate it, Mitch. Thank you.
Okay.